You probably wouldn't say it out loud, not at the gym, not at work, not even to your closest friend. But for years, maybe even decades, this question has quietly sat in the back of your mind. Am I normal? Hi, I'm Dr. Nora Hayes, a board-certified urologist with over 7 years of experience helping men just like you navigate their health with confidence and clarity. And today we're finally going to talk about one of the most common, yet least spoken questions in men's health: penis size. We're going to separate myth from science, fantasy from biology, insecurity from truth. Because for millions of men, this topic isn't just curiosity, it's a private source of doubt that quietly chips away at confidence, intimacy, and self-worth. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. And while you're here, go ahead and hit like and subscribe. Because today's conversation might just be the turning point you've been waiting for. Here's the reality. According to a global study of more than 15,000 men published in the British Journal of Urology International, over 90% of men fall within a completely normal size range. And yet, study after study shows that up to 60% of men feel dissatisfied with their size. So why the disconnect? It begins early. Imagine being 13 or 14, stumbling across your first adult video. What you don't realize is that what you're seeing is performance, not biology. That man wasn't chosen at random. He was cast for size, for angles, for shock value. The scene was lit, staged, and sometimes digitally enhanced. But your young brain doesn't know that. It just sees a new standard. Then add in locker room talk, crude jokes, and silence in school about what's actually normal, and suddenly an average body starts to feel inadequate. And here's the kicker: when women are surveyed, only 5 to 10% say size is very important in a partner. So this obsession, it doesn't come from science, it comes from myths, comparison, and silence. I've seen this play out countless times in my practice. Men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, even 70s, walk into my office worried about something that was never actually a problem. And when I walk them through the real science, I see it happen. Their shoulders relax, their face softens, their confidence begins to return. That's why today I'm going to take you step by step through the truth: how to measure correctly, what the real averages are, the 5 biggest mistakes men make that fuel anxiety about size. By the end, you'll have not just numbers, but perspective, reassurance, and practical steps to focus on what really matters. 5 big mistakes men make. Mistake number 1, measuring incorrectly. Most men measure wrong, and if you measure wrong, you'll always feel wrong. Some start at the skin instead of the pubic bone. Some measure from underneath, adding length that isn't real. Some don't measure at full erection. Or they measure in a cold room when blood flow is reduced. In research, we use a method called the flaccid stretched length, and it's remarkably accurate. Here's how you can do it. Stand upright. Place a ruler or soft tape on top, starting at the pubic bone, not just the skin. Press gently into the fat pad for accuracy. While flaccid, gently stretch to its full natural length. Firmly, but not painfully. Measure from base to tip. That's your flaccid stretched length, and it closely reflects true erect length. For girth, wrap a soft tape or string around the thickest part of the shaft, mark it, then measure. Biology. Measuring from the bone ensures accuracy because it accounts for fat padding. Emotionally, this takes away the guesswork and the self-criticism. Practically, you finally know your number without distortion. Mistake number 2, believing fantasy instead of science. Let's look at the facts. A landmark 2015 study analyzed nearly 15,000 men worldwide. Average erect length, 13.2 centimeters, just over 5 inches. Average erect girth, 11.5 centimeters, about 4.5 inches. And here's the most important part. 90 to 95% of men fall between 10 to 16 centimeters, 4 to 6.3 inches. If you're in that range, you are by every medical standard normal, not below average, not lacking, not inadequate. Yet movies, photos, and online illusions have tricked men into chasing numbers that aren't even biologically common. Mistake number 3, comparing in the wrong conditions. Here's something most men don't realize. The penis is highly responsive to environment and mood. Cold temperature shrinks, anxiety shrinks, low arousal shrinks. Now compare that to someone in a professional studio, under warm lights with peak arousal and maybe even digital enhancement. It's an unfair fight, and it's one your confidence will always lose. Mistake number 4, chasing size instead of health. Many men chase surgical or injection fixes, but here's the problem. A UCLA study found most men seeking enhancement were already normal-sized. And after surgery, up to 40% still weren't satisfied. Why? Because the issue wasn't physical, it was emotional. And the risks? Scarring, reduced sensitivity, or permanent damage. Biologically, more size doesn't mean better performance. In fact, past a certain point, it can even create discomfort for a partner. Mistake number 5, forgetting what really matters. At the end of the day, you are not a number. Confidence, presence, and connection are what make intimacy fulfilling. What actually helps men perform and feel better is reducing belly fat, which can hide visible length, improving blood flow with better diet and exercise, strengthening pelvic floor muscles with Kegels, checking hormones like testosterone. These aren't just size boosters, they're life boosters. Here's what I recommend you do starting today. Measure correctly. Stop guessing. Shift your reference point. Remember, average is around 5 inches, not 9. Focus on health, not comparison. Blood flow, fitness, hormones. Ask yourself why. Is your concern biological or emotional? Invest in connection. Confidence and presence matter more than centimeters. I want you to hear me clearly. You are not broken. You are not inadequate. The doubts you've carried weren't yours. They were handed to you by myths, media, and silence. And the truth is, you are most likely completely normal. Your dignity, confidence, and vitality were never defined by size. They've always been defined by how you live, how you love, and how you take care of your body. So ask yourself, what's more powerful, being above average on a ruler or being in control of your health, confidence, and life? You already know the answer. If this video gave you clarity, please like it, subscribe, and share it, because you never know which friend is silently carrying the same doubt. Remember this, you were never too small. You were simply never told the truth. I'm Dr. Nora Hayes. Stay informed, stay confident, and know this. Age is not the end of vitality. Small changes today can bring you comfort, freedom, and confidence for the years ahead.